Hi, I'm Kayla Fenner with today's top entertainment news. After 28 years hosting Regis and Kelly, Regis Philbin signed off morning television Friday. Co-host Kelly Ripa, filled with tears, told Regis, "You always make me feel like $1,000,000. No surprise, the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 was the big winner this weekend. Breaking Dawn grossed nearly $139.5 million over the weekend, and it's Splitsville for another A-list couple. Demi Moore is ending her 6-year marriage to Ashton Kutcher.
The American University Wonk campaign is taking over buses and metro stops throughout Washington, D.C. this fall, but it isn't stopping there. A new television ad is expanding the Wonk campaign to the Mid-Atlantic region. Jade Ryan has more. Jade?
The ad, developed by the American University Communications and Marketing brand team, brings life to the Wonk ads familiar to AU students and the DC community. Literally.
Something remarkable is happening at American University.
Look out! Sorry, there's a lot to know when you're a Wonk.
The new Wonk TV spot began airing in the Mid-Atlantic yesterday during Meet the Press, Face the Nation, CBS Sunday Morning, The Colbert Report, and The Daily Show. The 30-second spot features a cast and crew of AU students, staff, alumni, and faculty. The ad is meant not only to draw attention to the already existing ads in the DC area, but also to attract potential new students who may tune in to these types of shows.
What impact will Apple's new product have on the smartphone market? Nick Pisano has more.
Apple's iPhone 4 release came with the same things that have accompanied the release of many other iProducts: long lines, high demand, and a media frenzy. It came as no surprise to Apple fans when the company announced this morning that it had sold more than 4 million of the new phone in just 3 days.
Coming up on District Wire News, Occupy DC begins its third week of protest in McPherson Square as the movement begins to expand internationally. We'll tell you which famous protester was just arrested.
And the DC Metro is planning to invest millions of dollars to make Metro better, but some say it might not be enough. We'll tell you why. District Wire News starts right now.
Bethesda Row attracts people from all around the DC area. Visitors come to shop, eat, and enjoy the atmosphere. But for the next 3 years, 2 of the main public parking lots located at the corner of Woodmont and Bethesda Avenue will be under construction. This will eliminate more than 300 parking spots. Shoppers and frequent visitors are concerned with the lack of parking for the next 3 years in an already limited parking area.
When I was here yesterday, it took me already 45 minutes to find an outdoor parking space, so I think it's going to be even worse.
So I think, it's going to be short-term a lot of pain. And I really feel badly for the local businesses here because it's going to hurt. I do believe it's going to hurt business.
Construction plans hope to improve the overall collaboration of residential, retail, and office spaces. The new building wants to incorporate all 3 of these.
The construction will be starting in the beginning of January. They will be building 2 high-rises, one 5 stories and the other 9 stories, both with retail stores on the ground floor. The underground parking hopefully will be able to create 900 public parking spaces.
Well, hopefully it would be a temporary inconvenience for some permanent gain in the downtown.
However, some people think that the new buildings will hurt the current atmosphere of Bethesda Row.
I thought it was just underground parking, and that would be nice, but high-rises this area, I don't think I would like that.
The temporary hassle of the construction seems to be overshadowing the overall benefit of the renovations. For the next 3 years, drivers are just going to have to find parking elsewhere. From Bethesda, Maryland, I'm Kayla Fenner with District Wire News.
Pink Rocks the Runway hosted a night of fashion, music, and fun, all in the name of breast cancer awareness. 14 breast cancer survivors strutted down the runway in custom pink gowns, all created by local DC designers. The event was filled with DC socialites, sponsors, and the family and friends of survivors.
I had two good friends walk in this show tonight. One who was a sorority sister who was diagnosed at 26 years old, and another who I met here later, and she was recently diagnosed a year ago at the age of 37. They are the faces of breast cancer. They are living proof that this does not affect just older women, that it can happen to anyone. It is a disease that doesn't discriminate.
We are one of the corporate sponsors here this evening, and we're excited. It's a great cause, and it's a great venue, and we are having such a wonderful time.
Yes. Cheers.
Another reason for the sold-out crowd may have had a little something to do with headline fashion designer Christian Siriano.
I've seen Project Runway, I've seen Siriano's work on TV, and just to see it, I've never been to anything quite like this before. And it's definitely a little bit different Friday night activity.
Siriano, winner of Project Runway, debuted his spring collection at the event, bringing out many of the fashion lovers in DC. The guests in attendance were not the only people proud to support breast cancer awareness. Runway models and designers expressed their feelings about being part of this special event.
So, of course, I didn't get to really enjoy the event the way that most of the other attendees did. It was just a special occasion to have not only people that had been touched by breast cancer, but also bringing that fashion element in to really pair it together before the Christian Siriano show and kind of make it a real community event.
Well, I think it's very important that people take care of themselves, you know, all around, but I lost my mother with cancer, so this is something very personal to me. I think we all should get checked out. The worst thing that you can think is it could never happen to you.
West End Cinema is a place where you're not just seeing Hollywood films, or you're not just seeing films that come from one perspective or that speak just to one audience.
I'd definitely rather watch a documentary. It's much more personal and I think in touch and emotional.
With documentary films, you're really relying on your own personal experience to translate those symbols.
And so a cinema like this, a small art house cinema, they become necessary because they give them a voice that won't be heard at an AMC or these other big chain theaters.
It's nice to get a chance to see all of these different types of films.
We are the right home for certain films, and likewise, we're the right place for certain audiences.
The staff is usually more friendly and is pretty knowledgeable about what's going on and a little more connected.
I've worked in a number of cinemas over the years, and it's always been my favorite go-to part-time job.
And what makes us unique is a combination of the emphasis we put on giving people a really friendly, really warm, very pleasant personal experience at the theater.
This is just a really cute theater, and I like that it's small and it has a lot of movies that you wouldn't find in a movie theater.
This is like one of the only theaters that does movies like that.
Yeah, stuff you don't see in a lot of other places.
Yeah. The more powerful, let's say, the more lined up they are to your own current reality, the more of an impact they make.
And I think it can have the power to motivate and move people to action and advocacy in a more profound way.
People that are willing to take a chance on a film that maybe hasn't gotten as much advertising or studio muscle behind it, but can really open their eyes to something new or speak to something new for them.